Good morning. We're getting a show this morning. Spraying the corn up here on the corner. Let's go check it out. So we jumped up here on top of the big bin so we can watch this airplane. They're flying the neighbor's corn here on the corner, and they're coming right around us. It's pretty awesome. So you see him coming across the field there? See him, boys?
Yeah. He's coming over here.
So he's spraying fungicide, whatever else they're putting in. Got power lines across the road. He's going over. There you go. That's pretty cool.
That's how wide the turns need to be.
That's how wide his turns need to be.
And he almost did a flip.
Almost did a flip?
Yeah, like,
Oh, that'd be cool to see, wouldn't it?
Like turn sideways.
Probably not, because if he does a flip, it's not good for him.
Why?
Because it means he's going to crash, probably. Here he comes. Wave to him. That is cool.
Why is there bees up there? I guess this is bee level.
So that plane is working his way to the west across the cornfield down there. He sure looks like he's getting awfully darn close to the top of our grain leg. Watch this. Oh, he's past it now. Chase. The last circle, he was right on top of the grain leg. I'm like, yeah, you couldn't have missed that by 50 feet, 100 feet maybe. Well, there's a little excitement for the morning. So I've got some spraying that I need to do on my own, so we're going to get our sprayer out and load it up. We got 3 loads to do on some beans, so see how that goes. We gotta check on the boys here. All right, I am loaded up here, ready to go. Brock just got here. He's gonna get the combine out and blow off the wheat chaff and stuff, so that's good. This one won't take us too terribly long. Oh boy, turn the air down, it's cold in here. Somebody has decided that our farm needs a cat. You see it? No, come on, focus beyond the window. Ugh. All right, we're spraying this load out. It should be just about empty, but I forgot to reset my fill gauge to tell how many gallons I had on before we started. So it just says 0. So I'm not real sure exactly how much is left in the tank, but it can't be a whole lot. So these last couple of fields that we've got to spray here, this one, the last one, the next one, they're some of the last planted beans. They're right at the right growth stage. They're a little shorter. For the most part, they look okay, but there are some thin spots in a few areas that aren't great in them, which is unusual. Usually the late planted beans or the late planted crops have a better stand than the early planted stuff, but that is not the case this year. We had some pretty heavy rain right after we planted a few of these later planted fields that kind of compromise their stand. Now right here they all look really good, but there's spots in the ends and in the low ground and the wet spots that, yeah, they're not so great. So this field in particular is kind of all over the place. I'm attempting to hand steer, and I don't know how good of a job I'm doing. The rows go different directions. There's the map. We're almost done here. Power ladder. First one of the year, I got her in there. Anyway, we got one more load to spray. Let's load it up and get this done. Uh-oh. Out of water. Not really out of water. Just that tank's empty. That one's still got, 700 or 800 gallons in it. We only need 200, so we'll make it. Anyways, as I was getting ready to say, look how close we came on our Miravis. There's a little bit in there, but not much. We'll pump that into some 2.5 gallon shuttle or jugs and clean the shuttle out, and won't have to carry one. Last year we had more than that left, so that's good. I've got 1.5 jugs of my insecticide left. We'll use that up somewhere. And my source, I've got that much left. Maybe 30 acres worth, something like that. So I did pretty good on chemicals, and there is some fields that I did not put that source in, so we could mix it up by itself and go spray it out somewhere if I feel like it. I picked up some riders for the last load. Did you guys know this is the last load?
Yeah.
Last load of soybean fungicide for the year. Right here. Okay, so last field of soybean fungicide, and you know what we haven't talked about? Why we're spraying fungicide and what all it does and the whole point behind the chemicals. So let's talk about that. What do you think, boys? You want to learn something?
No.
So the primary purpose of this pass is to put on our Miravis Neo. Miravis Neo is a fungicide. It is 3 components. We talked about that a little bit. There's a strobilurin, a triazole, and an SDH high class. 3 different modes of action. Very, very good at preventing disease, curing disease, and keeping most of the fungal pathogens out of our soybeans, making our plants healthy. That's obvious, right? That's what we're trying to do. The key timing, critical timing for this on soybeans is R3, when we're just starting to form those pods, trying to make these plants as healthy as possible, protect that leaf surface so that we can do lots of photosynthesis out here and keep the plants growing as much as possible through this pod fill period. We're going to need some rain to help that, but that's beside the point. But there are some additional benefits to this fungicide. We'll talk about them after I turn around. So the strobilurin class of fungicide, which in this case is essentially quadris, would be that component by itself. They are well known to have some additional plant health benefits, right? So they are very good at relieving stress on plants. That's why a year ago we sprayed some V5 corn with quadris when we were very drought stressed in June, and I could almost instantly, within a day, see a major difference in where we sprayed and where we hadn't. Well, guess what? We're dry again. And that's not the primary purpose of this pass, but it is certainly a side benefit that we are going to get. We are helping these plants cope with the drought stress that they are under right now and helping them to manage that better. Now, the other components of what we're putting in here, next up we have our insecticide, Indigo ZCX. And I'm doing that a little bit because we need to, a little bit as a preventative to keep bugs from coming in, because about 3 or 4 years ago I sprayed all of our beans with fungicide and did not put any insecticide in. And then the next week we got soybean aphids and I had to go in and spray them all again. So I could use a cheaper fungicide or insecticide, a Warrior, a generic Warrior, which is a pyrethroid, which is part of the Indigo, but the Indigo has a second component. For very, very cheap. The problem is that product would have almost no residual. It's going to kill anything that's out there in the field, but it's not going to last. This Indigo has the pyrethroid plus thiamethoxam, which is the same as the Cruiser insecticide, and so it gives us a little bit longer residual. It'll help keep bugs out, and it's better on larger insects like Japanese beetles, which we happen to have a lot of, and stink bugs, which are typically a late season pest. This may help against them, it may not, we'll see. But that's just to help keep any holes from developing in our leaves from the bugs.
I did 3 times
Grayson,
in your field.
Grayson pulled all the soybeans out of this spot, so there was nothing growing there. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna just do that.
Hey.
There.
That just a wet spot.
It's a wet spot that Uncle Phil had to plan around, but I can turn individual sections of the boom on and off here, so I kind of clicked the ones off in the center and left the outsides on. Anyway, so those are the 2 major components that we've put in on every acre of beans. The other one that we've done on most and have in the tank here is our source, which I've talked about a lot in the past, but the source is essentially a signaling molecule that the plants would produce naturally. We're adding it on foliarly. The plants absorb it, translocate it out through their roots, excrete it into the soil right around the roots, and it kind of signals the microbes in the soil that, hey, the plant needs some nitrogen, it needs some phosphorus, it needs some other micronutrients, and the microbes then can find that in the soil, break it down, make a plant available, or fix atmospheric nitrogen, turn it into a plant available form so that our plants can get it. So that's what that component does. I feel like it's done a pretty good job for us the last couple of years, so we've been using that on most, but not all of our beans this year. So does that explain it, boys? What we're spraying and why we're spraying it? Yeah? All right. We do not have any herbicide in the tank, have not on any of these loads. This is strictly fungicide, insecticide, and then our either foliars or growth promoters, whatever you want to call them, on the other side of it. So that's what we've been doing, and that's why we're doing it. Hopefully we get some rain this week. It's not looking good today, maybe tomorrow. But we're getting to the point where we desperately need it. We've had less than 3/10 of an inch of rain in the past 3 weeks now. So it's getting pretty dry. We had that 2 inches when the hurricane went through the first July there, first or second week of July, and we've gotten basically nothing since then. What's wrong? He's stuck. Power ladder.
Yay, stop!
Nice shirt, Brayson.
Thanks.
Where can people get one? Do you know?
Motorviewfarms.com.
Yep, that'll work.
Is it true?
Yeah. Click on shop, it'll take you to farmfocus.com. We went to lunch and, well, throwing a few more field signs up on the way here, so last one going up. So it's half the value of this new farm. It's got a half-mile of frontage on a main road, so I can put 2 field signs on it. Okay, Dad and I and the boys have some errands to run here this afternoon, so we're gonna go do that. I gave Brock a camera. He's got a few projects to work on. Watch him for a while.
Well, good afternoon. Nathan, Mark, and the boys left to go do something. I still have stuff here to do at the farm, so I'm staying here. I don't need to go. This morning I have been blowing off the combine, getting the wheat chaff off of it. This time of the year we don't use water. It just makes everything sticky, and we're not going to go through and really thoroughly clean it this time of the year. We do that after fall harvest. So we just tried to get some of the big stuff off, and then we got to change one of the concaves to get it ready for beans. But other than that, it's ready. So what I just did now is that cup to get the seed out of the meters I accidentally left out of it. So putting that back, and then I think I'm going to sweep in here real quick because we're going to put the combine right back in that corner. We're just going to drive it right in here, nose it in here after we do some things to it. But I'm going to sweep this out first since I'm already out here, and yeah, so catch you after that. Alrighty, I got the combine here, and we're sitting in front of the shop now. I adjusted the threshing clearance to 0, which means the concaves are pretty much touching the rotor. But it makes it easier for the next thing I'm gonna do. Well, makes it possible for the next thing I'm gonna do, and that's change out one of the concaves. We have round bar, and then I can't remember what the other, let me get down here. I can't remember what these ones are called right here, but these are the round bar. And for wheat, you run 3 of these up front, and for beans and corn, you replace this second one with one of the round bars, which we have in the shop. So I gotta take this bolt out, this one out, and then all the ones that are holding it together to the one in front and back. And then there's a pin on the other side, then that should just slide out. They're not super heavy, but they're not light either, so it can be a little difficult, but we'll get on it. We are making progress. So I got all the bolts loose. That's why it's sticking down out of there a little bit. Now I just gotta kind of pry it down like that and slide it out. We might have to stick our hand in there and move the rotor a little bit to make sure that the, I don't know if you want to call it, see this right here, the teeth or whatever you want to call it, doesn't line up, and we can slide this out, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Well, I'll be darned. It's been like 2 minutes since I talked to you last. Out and ready for that one to go in. This might be a little quicker than I thought. Let's lift that one up there. And just like that, the round bar's in, all the bolts are tightened. Now time to put the shields back on, put her back in the shed for fall harvest. Yep, I'm ready. Alrighty, well, we got the combine put away. Phil is bringing the generator around, and we're gonna stuff it in the back shed. We're gonna put it on the side where the semis are. We only have one semi in the barn, and there's enough room way on the north side. But did get the combine stuffed away in the back corner there where we got it. But yep, we're gonna put the generator, you probably can't see, right in front of that gravity wagon. We don't need it, so we're gonna stuff the generator there because we'll need that first. Good deal. Again, she said generator's tucked away. Combine's done for the day until fall. Got the concave changed as well. Not doing too bad today. The last couple of days have been pretty productive, at least on my behalf. Got the bean planter cleaned up. Do still have to do the bean plates, but again, not critical. Kind of waiting for a rainy day because I do those inside anyway. So we'll see what time it is, and might go do some mowing. So yeah, we'll see. Alrighty, well, it's been a little bit. This is the last thing I'm doing today, so I might as well film it. But we're mowing. So we're on the field where we don't farm between the road and the telephone poles. It's just too big of a hassle with the sprayer, with the planter. So we just don't farm it. So when we can, we mow it, which that's what I'm doing today. But it's, I think it's about 40 foot from the road to the telephone poles. So all the way down to the next mile, and then we'll get the other side of the road too. That's not nearly as big as this. There's no telephone poles over there. But yeah, nothing too exciting. So just mowing. Well, there we are. It's back home and in one piece. No problems with it at all. So that's all we're gonna do today. That's really all Nathan told me to do. We got everything done. Nathan had me start a list the other day when I was here, and as long as we get at least one thing done a day from that list, and then we can do other things, I think we'll be okay. The thing today we got done was blow off the combine and change the concave. So every other thing that we got done today was a little extra, which, hey, it's nice. But there's a couple other things on that list that are pretty big that might take a day or a little more, so we won't be able to get those extra things done, or we won't be able to get 2 things done in a day. But yeah, again, like I said, pretty successful day, I think. So yeah, some of the other things that need done, I guess, are bean planter plates need washed, which I'm waiting for a rainy day. The warehouse ceiling, need 2 people to do that, but we need to get some more of that done. It's a lot easier with that scissor lift now. But yeah, posts up to the irrigation field. We still got 2 posts to put in the ground, and then paint them. Again, take half a day, and then the rest of the day we can do some small things, and then clean the shop and power wash the shop. The outside hasn't been done in a while, and there's some algae growing on it. But we're chipping away at the list, and yeah, pretty excited. So I'm gonna go home, have a good day. I'm sure Nathan's gonna wrap this video up, but if he forgets, get your Borderview Farms merchandise at farmfocus.com. And thank you again. See ya.
Oh, we made it back. Thanks for Brock for doing all that filming for me today. I appreciate it. I decided to come up to the rain field here just to check stuff out. Machine's right over there. It's right there, working out in the middle of the field in some tall corn. And we're still missing that one drop. I have decided to bring the drone up here, not because I think I'm actually going to find it, but because I want drone footage of this thing running in tall corn anyway. I got some earlier, but it was in much shorter corn when you can actually see something. But yeah, thought if I want to fly it again anyway, we might as well at least attempt to find this broken drop. It's got to be in one of the backbones. So we'll fly it and see if we see anything, and then maybe we can help locate it. But we'll get our drone footage of the actual machine while we're here. So let's fly. Trying to use one of my iPads as a guide or a screen display, but the cord they give you is so dang short you can barely. Yeah, whatever. It works. It's a lightning connector to a micro USB, which you can't just buy those, so it's not like I can go buy a longer. I mean, maybe you could, but they're not real common. So waiting for it to warm up, get some satellites so we can fly here. Well, as expected, I did not find it. At least not in the video watching on the iPad. However, we're going to take it back to the farm, plug that SD card into the computer, and see. That'll be a much bigger picture, clearer picture. Maybe. I highly doubt it, but maybe. So, we'll go see. I didn't find it. Didn't find it there either. We're going to have to go for a walk someday, but it's looking more likely that that one's going to get found with a combine.
What?
A drop on the irrigation that we lost. Push the button.
This one?
Yep. R. You steering? All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure what's going on tomorrow. I know I've got somebody coming for a meeting briefly at some point, bringing me some pallets. We might do a little more spraying. Actually, no, we're not going to be spraying because it's going to be raining tomorrow. It's going to rain tonight and tomorrow, and it's going to be too wet. That's what's going to happen. Okay? We do need to change oil in this truck, so maybe that's on the agenda for tomorrow. We'll figure something out. Have a great night. Hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I think I said that. Tell everybody bye.
See ya.
See ya.